Hello there, this is Beth with Froud's Fairy Oracle. We're on the Green Woman. She's a bundle of energy. When you get this chick in your reading, just look at that. And it's fun, kind of mischievous, fun energy. She's not going to drag you down. She's going to encourage you to be wild, dance around and sing, be crazy, and discover what that means for you. Yeah, she also brings to mind Hildegard von Bingen. Von Bingen has this concept of the greening, of verdancy. And she has some very kind of ecological type writings from very early on that is on a spiritual level, and that's always kind of one of those things, that greening, the verdancy that Hildegard von Bingen brings to some of her work. Reminds me of the Green Woman. She's wild, she's green, she's what greening concept, which, very much so. It's like, how can you get out there in the wild? How can you get out there in green? And granted, if it's winter, like it is when I'm filming this currently, it's a little hard to get out there in the green. But you can find that green aspect within your soul, within yourself. She's growth. You're staying attuned to the earth. So that means also, wildness, especially plants, because we're talking in many ways too. She's the green woman. She's not the animal woman. She's green. We're talking plant energies, hardcore with her. And letting them in. Letting that greening in. Letting the plants that call to you really, really talk to you and speak to you. Instead of just being like, yeah, look at that pretty flower. What does that flower have to tell you? What can it be used for? And she brings in that kind of work. And she also brings in the deep work of the wild soul, of finding your own wildness and letting your own growth happen. Staying earth to attend to your growth. She's very much an in the now kind of chick. She's not thinking about the past and how she could have changed that, and she's not thinking about the future, about how that's going to happen. I'm going to plan out my perfect future. Nope, she's right in the now. She's thinking about right now and how much fun she's having with our little friend there. She's not about seeking out to the future. She's about being very aware and present, and how your growth is happening for you. How is it occurring? Is it what you want? And it's the ability to reflect and see what needs to change in your life. What needs pruning? Because that's part of, plants, is getting rid of dead bits of it on trees. You get too much and you need it to prune off things. Deadheading flowers so they keep blooming. And it's the ability also to look at what you don't want in your life and root it out, if you will, to change it, to create growth within yourself. It also is that fostering of that growth. She may be wild, but she's very caring. She's very generous. She's very kind. She's very joyful. She's going to encourage you to laugh more than she is to anything else. Just see that, see those areas of yourself that you're not so keen on and have a good laugh at them. She's not going to be super serious about it. She's going to be like, really, just how can you say, yes, this area of my life is, and have a good laugh at it and go out and create some wild energy to bring it in, to change that part that's she's a, bold perseverance is a good way. She's joyful, bold, persevering, caring for new growth. She's, and two, one thing, with all her joy and wildness, she is also not like an immature character. She's not so much the fool. She can play the fool, but she has this wildness to her. And wild does not mean immature, especially when we're dealing with this joke. It simply means you're joyous, you're free, you're being in the now. You're willing to foster your growth. You're willing to look at what you don't need anymore and stop feeding it and prune it. So how can you bring this chick in? How can you bring the green woman in? Now, when you're stifling her, nothing works. Things go twisted and wrong. Stagnation. You tend to turn inwards, things, and go after yourself, as opposed to having this wild, bold, carefree perseverance to be in the now. When you're working against her, it's kind of like, the black thumb, if you will. You're killing things off as opposed to letting them flourish. And it's going to feel like it's hard and you're stuck in the mud and you just, nothing's working. And it's so difficult to pull through and find that green growth, because everything's just like you touch turns black or brown. Desiccates when you look at it. And when I see her show up, often in a reversed in a spread, because this is one of the few decks I do use reversed with. I activate her. I turn her upright and I say, I activate you. I activate the joy. I activate the wildness. I activate the growth that can come from this card. And that's what you want to do. Find wild joy. Be in the now, presence, the willingness to foster new abilities, new aspects in your life. Grow new things. Prune off the old. And that's the green woman. So let her help you find your carefree joy, the ability to be in the now. It's just pretty awesome to work with. And that is it. I will see you next month with another Froude's Oracle. Say bye to the green woman.